This bout is scheduled for 8 rounds of boxing. Fighting out of the red corner.
You can tell both of these fighters are exuding confidence as we're expecting an all-action slugfest. Good-looking hook, but it was blocked. And he scores with the counter. Got out of the way of that right hook. Perhaps the hottest ticket in town for this fight tonight.
You have certain fighters that are born for this, that are made for the big crowd. And looking at that corner right there.
Oh, Johnny! Terrence Crawford just got rocked. How are they still standing?
Got caught sleeping on the job. What do? You step back, steady yourself, recompose yourself, then boom, back into it. But do not make those mistakes. This is the wrong place to fall asleep.
They exchange punches. Can you believe it? Roy Jones Jr. is on the back foot now. Good job trying to back out of trouble.
What recovery skills they are. What a shot it was. Completely gone. I thought there's no way he's going to finish this round. But look at that. Look at the movement. Look at the speed. Back on it. Like it never happened.
Insane action. Missed with that jab. Beautiful counter shot. Very close round with 10 seconds. And down goes Jones Jr. And it's a one-hitter quitter. What a knockout shot. Let's take another look.
1, 2, 3.
Talk about Roy Jones in that last round. That'll be a 10-8 round for sure with the knockdown.
You've been put down, you've got to think right, survive, and then give it back the next round.
Here we go, round 2. Who's going to land the first big shot? Got to get the momentum shift coming their way. What can they do here?
What a knockdown. 1 minute, you need 1 hour to get over a shot like that. Now it's down to conditioning. Now it's down to mental strength and preparation. It's how you are going to deal with this.
This fighter's completely content to sit back and let you make the first move. That's where they thrive.
You're fighting a counter puncher, you've got to dummy a shot. Make them react from that, then react then. I know it's hard to think that way, but counter punchers, they're watching you every move, that every twitch.
One moment changes everything, especially in this division. Nice work to block that right uppercut. Good counter punching. Neither fighter willing to slow down. This counter puncher is going to wait for you to move first, and then will strike like a snake. Keep an eye on this guy.
Counterpuncher's my favorite kind of fighter. A good counterpuncher, they're the people that make the history of our sport.
Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. He misses with that straight left. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Talk about Roy Jones in that last round. Pretty dominant round there. Let's see how they respond here in the next round.
You can't leave it up to the judges. It's up to you as the fighter and the court.
On to the third. Well, there's no doubt about who won that last round. Let's see what he has for us here in the next one.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Right away, heavy punches being exchanged. Crawford got hit hard and down he goes. Cue up the replay machine. I have got...
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Listen to me. Are you okay?
Showing a lot of heart to beat the count there.
Oh, he can smell blood. Look at that. He's put in round once. He knows what shot works and where to land it. Then try and do it again. He's just not got to get trigger happy.
Need to pick things up here in the second half of the round.
Not the best start, Bob. You know what? The cornermen now, it's down to them doing their job. Get through the round, regroup, right, freshen up, boom. Different tactics.
Good counter punch. They are not going to let this one go to the judges. Nice counter punch right up the middle. He threw the hook, didn't land. As we enter the final 10 seconds here, it's probably a round he'd rather forget. Let's talk about Crawford in that last round. There's the bell for round 4. Let's see how he bounces back here after getting dropped in the last round.
That knockdown we just saw was a heavy knockdown. I'd be very, very surprised if he'll come out fresh as a daisy. That's not going to happen. He's got to hustle now. He's got to bluff it.
He threw a punch and just got countered. Big swing and a miss with the hook. This fighter's certainly not going to out-throw their opponent by any means, but they will, when they hit, be a lot harder.
Middleweight always gives us a class. If you've got 2 class middleweight fighters, you're in for action. I'm quite sure right now, if you know your boxing, there's a certain fighter, Mr. I would just say marvelous, but some fighters were unbelievable middleweight.
Both fighters landing in these exchanges, judge is going to have a tough job.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. She's like a match made in heaven.
How about that time counter shot? Well, they're going deep into the gas tank on this round. And he wasn't ready for that counter punch. And he fails to score with that left hook. Missing with the hook. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Let's talk about Roy Jones in that last round. That was almost a... And there's the bell for round 5. Well, Johnny, can he keep the momentum going after that last huge round for him?
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
We've seen in the past from this fighter, they don't get concerned when they lose some of the earlier rounds because they know they've got that power that can strike at any moment.
It's the one who draws first blood, Todd. That's what you've got to look at. If you've hit and you know you're in there with a banger, you've got to be on it, but you've got to be confident.
incredible work rate. Nice counter shot. These two are the perfect dance partners.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them. More than happy.
Good idea, but misses with the left hook. Catch and shoot. He misses with that jab. The straight right just misses. Beautiful counter punch. Nice counter shot. Let's talk about Roy Jones in that last round. And there's the bell for round 6. Last round, complete domination. Let's see what we have in store for us here.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Well done with that counter shot. Power is obviously the great equalizer in boxing, but when you know your opponent is relying on that so heavily, how do you deal with it?
The middleweights are the best you can ever come across. Obviously, the glamour weight is a heavyweight, but the middleweight is the size of the average man or woman. When you get in there and you're letting the shots go, you've got power, you've got speed, you've got pace. You can stand, you can dance, you can do everything. We can look back in history. You know the amazing fights at middleweight are ridiculous. That is what writes our history books.
Both of these fighters have had their moments.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be hard.
Whoa, Johnny! Crawford in trouble! Didn't wait long to get back in and get engaged.
Green Days now needs to steady the pace. Get the pace back to normal.
Misses. Might want to think of holding on here for a minute. The straight right just misses. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Let's talk about Crawford in that last round. Now you start wondering how much work these two fighters did in the gym.
It's when you talk about champions.
And there's the bell for round 7. Was 1 minute enough time for them to recover after what we saw last round?
Exerted a lot of energy in the fight so far. Now they're shattered. This is what you call championship rounds. If you have done the work, slept right, ate right, prepped right, I'm expecting you to get through this. If not, if you cheated, the ring can be the loneliest place in the world.
Well, just a couple rounds left, Johnny. What's your assessment so far?
What a gift. What a gift it is to have a chin where you know you can walk through anything and everything. When you let those shots go and it's just bouncing up and they're walking you down, it's so demoralizing. It absolutely breaks your heart. What else can you do?
That hook doesn't score. This has been a very competitive round between these two.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them. More than happy.
A lot of effort being exerted here. Starting to take some deep breaths now, but still fighting hard. Is he going to punch himself out, though? This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Crawford in that last round. And there's the bell for round 8. They really seemed to exhaust themselves last round. Let's see what they have left.
An amazing pace and tempo set in the last round. Can you keep this up? Me personally, I don't think that's possible. And if they can, they're trained.
Whoa, did you see that? Give me just a second here, Johnny. Crawford's legs are all over the place. A true champion knows how to get out of trouble after they got into trouble, and it appears the onslaught is over, at least for now.
Defense, defense, defense is everything because they got shot once. They know they can get caught again. So for now, just defense. Work on defense, blocking and stopping and shooting.
In the build-up to this fight, Johnny, this power puncher told us, listen, I don't care if it's round 1 or round 12, I've got enough power and confidence to end this in one shot.
Sometimes when you get in there with someone that's so powerful, you've got to think him. You've just got to be smarter than him. You've got to be like a little Fagin and pickpocket him.
We're at the halfway point of this round, and both of these fighters have had their moments. Still could go either way.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. She's like a match made in heaven.
Just misses that uppercut. Nope, that hook won't score. Every time they drop their guard, they get caught. Nice idea with the jab, but does not land. Those counter punches have to hurt. This round could go either way. 10 seconds to go. Another win, another unanimous decision victory.
This is the last thing we expected. What a fight, what a style, what a pace to get a unanimous decision. That is mad. I didn't see that coming. I thought this would be tight. This is nowhere near tight.